Is this working? Apparently. Keep it up, brah. I think it's an H at the end of that, otherwise that's just a bra. But trying to teach you a little bro grammar there. So, coming to you live from Bristol. Going to be making a video. I have it all in my head, but I need to put it down into actual formation. To do that is a process. You are invited to share that process with me. This one's pretty straightforward, although I will be cutting into some previous clips. I'm going ankle deep here on shives. I'm going to enter his colon, check for polyps. I like to check in on shives from time to time, and he comes up with some stupid shit, like regularly. So I'm going to be addressing it. This one's about Tucker Carlson. So let me assemble these assets real quick.
I can't handle these pressures. All I can say is this stress hurts. Things are supposed to get better. I just need to put myself first. I'm always trying my hardest not to pick myself apart. This energy's killing my vibes now. Sometimes I just wanna drown out all of the thoughts in my mind. Too much going on at the same time.
What's this?
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
Okay. We are good with that. Now, how does one start this? What is the first thing I say? Sometimes I forget what I'm talking about, so it's good to have a folder open. Let's see here. All right, so we're talking about shives, we're talking about Antifa. And let's just plow right into it. I start by
saying, if I had filmed something like that.
Okay. What about an intro? That's an interesting idea. Intro? We could just start with, yeah. Okay. Get a timestamp.
It's November. Otherwise bigoted ignorant. Police are one block here, so in. Unfortunately, even under circumstances that it will eventually acts of voter suppression. Actually, what are we going to do to protect poor persecuted Tucker Carlson?
All right, so around the 7:52 mark, we're taking this video, and that's not the video. This one. He puts the worst music in the background. Have you noticed that? All right. Speak it.
Asking right now, and it's this: what are we going? Is another question. But there is another question. There is another.
Okay, start there, and trim it. Bring it in.
Is another question.
Finally, I have fast internet, so I can do this.
That we all should be asking right now, and it's this: what are we going to do to protect poor persecuted
Tucker Carlson?
Tucker Carlson. This dear sweet boy, he's done nothing wrong. What have we become?
Okay, must extend. Let's make this, I don't know, it's probably going to be at least 20-something minutes, I'm guessing. Very rare for me to not make a video that's 20-something minutes.
Oh. Let me.
Okay, so right there, we slide into there, and then we're going to go intro. So we're going to do a search for intro. I don't label anything, but I have labeled intro. That's the one thing I've labeled. My labeling is poor, to say the least. We'll bring it in and scale it down. Perfect.
On it. It is stunning to me that Steve Shives can be this wrong this often.
Okay. And we're going to scale down that audio a little bit, like that. Okay. I'll come back with shives. See what he's talking about. And there's too much time has elapsed. You people have no attention span.
Let me back up and tell you what happened in case you don't know. Wednesday night, a mob of violent anarchists blocked the street where Fox News host Tucker Carlson lives, stormed.
It's so fucking obnoxious. Look at this background he put in. There's so many things wrong with this, but so he has square footage, and so the dilemma is, what do you do on the sides? Well, you could have just amped this up. You could have just gone like that, right? I mean, is that not superior visually? No. According to him, he's going to put in this stupid ass gradient, just random circle, just lame, puts in this stupid joke, non-actual footage of protest. So it's a play on actual footage of protest? No, but it's not, so it's not actual footage of protest. Oh, Steve, the word play. It's so fucking dumb. All right.
Let me back up and tell you what happened in case you don't know. Wednesday night, a mob of violent anarchists blocked the street where Fox News host Tucker Carlson lives, stormed onto his property, threw their bodies against his front door until they damaged it, and threatened to bomb him and his family. Or at least that's how Tucker Carlson tells it. What actually happened...
Watch his tone of voice shift right here. Watch how he talks about this. It was no big deal. It was basically like Christmas carolers.
Was a group of about a dozen protesters who were followed by 4 protest observers stood outside.
Protest observers, is that a thing now?
Outside his house for less than 10 minutes, read a statement into a bullhorn, chanted some slogans, and played the tambourine. No one blocked the street.
All right, so I think I chime in there. So let's bring it on in.
Steve, I love the fact that you're speaking in a tone of voice that's happy.
Exactly.
No kids.
Oh yeah, no woman, no kids. No woman, no kids. No woman, no kids. Leon. No woman, no cry. Here we go.
Upstairs, and I was upstairs, I came down.
I'm busy.
It's Malcolm, man, he's dead.
It's Malky, man, he's dead.
Malky was making a buy for us from the Chinaman. Yo, but they got nothing to do with it, man. They told me this guy came from the outside. He was a pro. He was fast. He fucking came out of nowhere. Boom. Shoots the Chinaman dead in 2 seconds.
Easy, man. I'm a cop.
Then turns around, says something to Malky like,
No women, no kids.
God, it's such a good movie. God, the use of sound, even in that clip. Like the score, that they give you some score, subtle, and then pull it back to bring you back into the moment. So you can see during that scene, where is it? Hold on, this is a good song. Touch me now. Touch me now. I close my eyes. I heard Julia Roberts is in a new show. Something called, what was it called? I just listened to it about NPR. It's something about a trauma center for PTSD people. Sing it. Is it still going? Does she have a gap in her teeth? Alright. But I lost it somehow. Where is that clip? Here it is. Okay, so watch. So already that sound, that weird, like ominous. I love that. But just listen to the music.
Malky was making a buy for us from the Chinaman.
Just atmospheric sounds, just.
But they got nothing to do with it, man. They told me.
Just tones, but tense tones. So it's setting the stage for the drama you're seeing.
This guy came from the outside. He was a pro. He was fast. He fucking came out of nowhere. Boom. Shoots the Chinaman dead in 2 seconds.
And then watch after, when they cut back from this clip, watch what happens to the music.
Easy, man. I'm a cop.
Then turns around, says something to Malky like,
No women, no kids.
Nothing. And you hear the echoing of the sound in the bathroom. You hear his foot. He take a step toward Natalie Portman. You hear that? Watch. That brings you back. I mean, it brings you back way more than if it had continued. So watch this. If you were to Leon playlist soundtrack, right? Yeah, you saw how fast I typed. Don't pretend you're not impressed, motherfuckers. Okay, so let's go to like alright. Imagine if this is still playing.
upstairs, and it's upstairs.
It wouldn't have brought you back into it. It's something, it's so subtle because as you're watching this the first time, you're never going to notice that the sound is gone, but it is gone.
Like,
No women, no kids.
Oh, it's so great. God, less is more. Less is so much fucking more. Nothing is everything. How's that? Take it to the extreme. Okay, so we're going to bring that in because it's my favorite film. And should I play the whole thing? No women, no kids. Why not? Why not? Now, the question is, do I go letterbox or do I extend? No women, no kids. Well, I think his face might be off the screen at this key line right there. Well, still works. Okay. So, we come back to shives. I come back to shives.
No one blocked.
What is that, Amy Winehouse? Oh, I'm begging for it now. Amy Winehouse. Come back to black. Back to black. Is that it? Oh, they're gonna flag me for that shit. Here we go.
He left no time to regret.
No one blocked the street. One protester did knock on the front door, but no one threw themselves against it, and the door was not damaged. At one point, one protester did shout about the recent synagogue shooting and the pipe bombs sent to prominent Democrats by
Get on without.
Sorry, his wife is taking heat from angry protesters about a guy in Pittsburgh shooting a synagogue. And you don't think that's misdirected rage? Steve, why do you think it's even remotely appropriate to have a group of strangers, a mob, collect in front of your house because they don't like you politically? Do you think this is a good precedent? Steve, let's ask the question. Would you be okay with this, Steve? Because there are many people who don't like you. Type in Steve Shives into Google and you'll find some of us. There are key distinctions, though, between guys like you and guys like us. And that is the methodology. Because even though we disagree with you, we think it would be a violation to show up potentially wearing masks at night outside of your home to berate your wife or your kids or your wife's boyfriend, whoever was at home. That is cowardly. That is across the line. That is terrorism. And you, I'm guessing, are in favor of it. Oh, so long as the target is someone you don't like. Well, Steve, if you're so in favor of it, why don't you release your home address in Sharpsburg, Maryland? Sharpsburg, Maryland, the white ethno city. What's your address? Because I'm more than happy to have an AIU fan meetup outside of it, just to prove the point.
Let's see his latest Star Trek nerdery. Here we go. Never seen this.
Hi there. I thought that since this was my first...
Is that his wife? It's a woman with multiple rings. It's either Brown Fabio or his wife. Is that an old-timey radio? Let's analyze. Air freshener, big candle. Well, that's the wife's doing. Ah, here's his vinyl collection. That's fascinating. Can we read some of these books? Oh, Carl Sagan. Okay, The Cosmos. That's his atheistic side. My mother actually subletted an apartment from Carl Sagan in New York. That is a true fact. Go ahead, Steve.
Trek Actually video to focus specifically on Captain James T. Kirk,
Oh, shit.
that it would be...
Is Captain Kirk a womanizer? That's a thought that was in his head. A thought that he didn't just instantly dismiss as like, wow, what a pointless thing to consider. Or who fucking cares? Or live and let die. I mean, what does it matter? Of course, the social norms of the 1960s are different than now, so yeah, a guy going around space and fucking intergalactically, yeah, I'm sure it doesn't fit with your modern day standards of feminism, Steve. But analyze it. Tell us more.
fun
For
to
23 minutes.
teach my wife Captain Kirk's favorite card game,
Shit.
Fizbin. Of course, it won't really be Fizbin technically, because I don't have the same cards they do on Beta Antares 4.
Oh my god, he is so far into the fucking abyss of nerddom. Beta Antares 4, he's talking about a card game from Star Trek. This this makes Jeremy talking about Magic the Gathering seem cool, because at least it's in this fucking galaxy.
But we can still play it, even though all we have is a standard 52 card deck of playing cards.
Oh. God, Steve.
Would you look at that? You've got half a Fizbin already.
I mean, hold on, where is that? I need a sound effect, because this is too much. Drum, joke, sound effect. I mean, the guy is one of the least funny human beings on the planet. Here we go. That's live. Let's see what this one. Yeah, I like that better. All right. I'm ready and waiting. Go ahead, Steve.
I'm in trouble.
I love it. I already
Anyway,
love
when
it. Go ahead.
came time to choose the subject of this video, I decided it would be fun.
I decided to appeal to the only audience I've had in the last 5 years, which is fellow Star Trek geeks like myself. Do you guys want to? I mean, it's fascinating. Watch this. Let me show you the view count of Steve's videos. Okay? Stevie Shives. Stevie Boy. 73,000. He was at 50,000 for like 4 years. So we have an Ask Away, which has 372 views, and it was 9 hours ago. So people avoid this like it is cancer. Now, it is only slightly outdone by his Steve and Stuffy. And by the way, one of these views is mine. I haven't watched the video, but just looks like I clicked on it to download it. 475. Now, 7.9 thousand is Kirk. That's actually low for him 2 days ago. Here's his Facepalm 5. I'm reacting to this video. Here's him and some other fat tub of nerd shit. 634 views, and they speak for an hour and 40 minutes. It's absolutely unwatchable. Watch. I'll give you 10 seconds of this, and you tell me you're not suicidal. Ready? I'll just go anywhere. Here we go.
Senators each, regardless of the population, and then in the
Oh, look at that. It's like an Orthodox nerd. What is that piece of hair doing? Why? What? How? That's my question. How? Not just why, how? It's like the curvature. That's a sharp angle. And then a curve there? It's a question mark. That looks like some ancient Greek symbol. Hieroglyphics. This man has a receding hairline, the hair of an Orthodox Jew, a neck beard, poor vision. Look at the backdrop of sadness. It's a pyramid of fucking dorkery. Is that a stuffed animal? What is that? A jar of Vaseline? Wonder what he's doing with that. My lord. All right.
intention.
Go.
Well, yeah, and what a lot of people might not realize, unless you...
God, look at Steve. Looks like he's up in the clouds, up in heaven. If I knew your name, would I see you in heaven?
you are a student of American history, and even a lot of students of American history don't realize this because it was changed relatively early. Originally, people didn't even vote directly for senators.
Fucking amazing. So that's why you know that that gets the views it does. Let's get back to his channel. Stevie, oh, you want to see my sub count? Eat my balls. Eat those balls. You don't have 90,000. I do. You don't, but I do. How does that make you feel? Terrible, I bet. Oh yeah, I need to hit back on this. Okay, so here's a Stephen Stuffy, 1.5 thousand for a Stephen Stuffy. I guess why? Because he put in bloody aftermath? Or maybe that's like new Star Trek fans who are like, oh, what else did this guy come up with? Oh, it's unwatchable bullshit. 4.4, 3.3. You'll see here. Watch. Like, didn't break 1,000. Didn't break 1,000. Stephen Stuffy, ask away. Why did I watch Final Exit? Jesus. 2.7 thousand people thought that was interesting enough to click. Anti-Trump, okay, yada yada. His Patreon hangouts get no views. That's an hour. Stephen Stuffy didn't break 1,000. And then 7 of 9 reign over my dog. Not really. That's a play on words. Trek actually. And so 13,000. Whoa. You see what I'm saying? Here, a month ago, actually Star Trek has always been preachy, where he brags about how it's SJW and very progressive, the makers of Star Trek. And it's 20,000. It's interesting that he likes this fantasy world. It's almost like people who like the West Wing. West Wing has more, it has some upside to it, but like the whole thing is if you're a far lefty, you watch that show because it's a fantasy, because you can't live, reality is not to your liking. Okay, so you have to live in a fantasy world. And 20,000 views. So he goes from 600 views, 800 views, a couple thousand views to like 20,000 views. And so that's why we're seeing him do more shit like this. And he's like, honey, I'm doing a Trek actually. It's about Captain Kirk. We're really going to bring in my, demographic of geeks on this one. So dress up. I wonder if she's going to be on camera. I doubt.
To explore one of the most misunderstood aspects of Captain Kirk's character.
Oh, fuck.
I suppose the best way to begin that exploration is to simply ask the question. Is Captain Kirk actually a womanizer?
Here comes the music.
This is one of those things that many people just kind of take for granted. Captain Kirk is a notorious skirt chaser.
It's actually painful for me to actually just even watch that. Let me get to one more joke.
He's jumping into bed with
Watch.
another alien babe every other episode or something. Kirk is a womanizer.
It's hard to figure out where he thinks the jokes are. That's how unfunny it is.
Has become one of those aspects of Star Trek that are familiar even to people who aren't really fans of the show. It's referenced by comedians.
Captain, my ship can't take much more of this, sir. She's about to blow. Let's back handle it.
It shows up in parodies of the show.
You are next.
It's cited to contrast Captain Kirk with Captain Picard, who is far less promiscuous, especially when it comes to members of his own crew, or so it is said. I can't exempt myself from this phenomenon. My first exposure to Star Trek was the movie.
I can't exempt myself from the phenomenon of thinking Captain Kirk was a womanizer. He said that out loud. That's something that he thought and said and recorded and uploaded.
Which I discovered as a child in the 1980s. And from there, I latched on to Star Trek The Next Generation once it started.
Did you? Did you keep latching on? Are you still holding on? Are you still suckling at the teat of Star Trek? Live in reality. Look at that midget hobbit troll that you married across the table from you.
I didn't really start to watch and pay attention to the original series.
Nice vase. Nice collection of vases.
Until I was a teenager, and by then, the notion that Captain Kirk is the galaxy's most legendary Lothario was something I had accepted as just another part of Star Trek.
Yeah, but now you're looking deeper, Steve. Thanks for that deep dive into this meaningless topic.
Pick a number between 1 and 5.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Why is his wife just signal like that? What is this, physical comedy? Ew, look at the way
Pick
he
one.
moves. God.
Good choice.
This is so bad.
Anyway, the more I watched...
What? That's the end of the fucking skit? What's the point of that?
watched the original series, the more I started to notice something. Kirk's actual portrayal on the show didn't really match his reputation.
You know, I would rather watch this. Static. 10 hours. This has more value to me.
For example, Kirk was supposedly a cowboy, a loose cannon, a shoot first and ask questions later kind of guy. But on the show, he's pretty by the book most of the time. True, there are several episodes where he takes it upon himself to initiate sweeping changes to the societies of the planets they visit, but the writers were making this stuff up as they went along and didn't really build out Starfleet as an institution during the original series. So the responsibilities and limitations of Starship
He wrote this out before, by the way.
captains weren't clearly defined. Kirk's crew on the Enterprise rarely object to the actions he takes, however drastic and unilateral they are. Even Spock seems to regard Kirk not as a maverick who plays by his own rules, but as a model Starfleet captain.
Never thought of it that way.
Now that I've been a Star Trek fan for over 30 years and seen every episode of the original series at least 2 or 3 times, and seen some of my favorite episodes more times than I can remember, I can say with confidence that the same is true of Kirk's reputation as a womanizer. It just doesn't match up with his portrayal on the show.
Oh God, we're back to the cards.
A queen? Hey. And it is after dark, so that is very good news for you, my dear.
Oh.
Say, would you want to make this game a little more interesting? Like, maybe loser does the dishes, perhaps? It's a bet.
Oh God, it's so creepy. I almost want to jump into the shower right now. Look at that. Just.
It's a bet. Don't misunderstand.
Ew, did you hear him clicking like a fucking lizard? He's like, listen. Ew. God, is he fucking just sickening. Who can stomach it? All right, I gotta get back to normalcy. Here we go. I was doing something.
The White Ethno City. What's your address? Because I'm more than happy to have an AIU fan meetup outside of it, just to prove the point.
It's by the so-called MAGA bomber.
Okay.
It's by the so-called MAGA bomber, but none of the protesters threatened to bomb the house or harm Carlson or his family. Bomb the house.
Oh, right. None of the protesters threatened to bomb the house. They specifically didn't say, we're going to bomb your house. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, lynch mob. That's awesome. I mean, does Steve think this isn't trespassing or intimidation? Does he think the cops aren't being called on this? This is just normal, whatever. It's just harassing Tucker Carlson's family, yeah.
Or harm Carlson or his family. The only damage that seems to have been done to the property was when one protester spray painted an anarchy symbol on Carlson's driveway.
Nice, very subtle point. It wasn't unanimous, the destruction of Tucker Carlson's property and tagging
an act of which at least 2 of the others in the group vocally disapproved.
Anarchist symbol? Was that ironic? No, it wasn't. It's an actual non-ironic anarchy symbol. Jesus. Oh, but it's not so bad. I mean, there's a couple guys who are like, I disapprove of that, okay.
Police arrived as the protesters were already leaving and seemed mostly interested in who had vandalized the driveway. Were already leaving
They're already leaving because the police were arriving.
And seemed mostly interested in who had vandalized the driveway. There was no violence, and as of this recording, no one has been arrested, though the police say an investigation is ongoing.
There was no violence. Steve, don't you understand that a mob of anonymous people outside of your house is a threat of violence? You don't see that as such? So if there's a mob of strangers outside your house, you're going to feel safe on that. Just limit your graffiti, guys. It's cool. I mean, and if you do have graffiti, just at least have some percentage of your mob disapprove.
By the way, I wasn't there, but I'm able to tell you what actually happened because a portion of the protest was captured on video, which you can still view on the internet, and Alan Pike, a reporter.
Oh my God, his mouth. Look at this. What if this is the way you said and? You send a message to your mouth and face to say and you go like this. Do you see what I'm saying? Ew. It's so weird that this is like an actual creature that has life. It's not some animated wax museum doll. Ew. Okay, we're going number 8 on that? What do we got?
Steve, oh my God, I went over and checked out the footage. We know where you sleep at night.
Okay, so I think I have the footage somewhere. What's this? Here we go.
We know where you sleep at night.
Mailbox.
We know where you sleep at night.
What did that rhyme with? You are politically on the right. We know where you sleep at night. Yeah, that's not threatening, Steve. What are you going to do knowing where I sleep at night? Interesting. Tuck me in? Put some coins under my pillow when I lose a tooth? The fuck, Steve?
We know where you sleep at night.
Sucker Carlson.
And let's put in number 9 here.
Did they just say Tucker Carlson, we will fight? I mean, something has to rhyme with night, and they chose fight. Tucker Carlson, we will fight. I mean, this is criminal in nature. What kind of a doofus would you have to be in favor of this behavior?
So to restate, the caravan is in fact heavily male and highly dangerous. According to Border Control, at least one member of the caravan has already admitted to being a member of MS-13. All of this should worry us.
We believe survivors. We believe survivors. Beto is way hotter than you do. We believe survivors. We believe survivors.
Beto is way hotter than you? I mean, okay. It's objectively true, but I mean, almost everyone on the planet is way hotter than Ted Cruz.
Alan Pike, a reporter for the website Think Progress, was among those who accompanied the protesters to observe, and he published a detailed account on Friday.
Yeah, Think Progress. Once again, this is what the progressives would have you think is progress. Lynch mobs for good. Terrorize the correct people. Jesus. Jesus.
Even with Carlson's embellishments and disingenuous victim playing, this probably would have been a minor story were it not for the number of liberals and leftists who stood up to shake their fingers disapprovingly at the protesters.
Yeah, Steve, it's called normal people.
This isn't the way, they said. This crosses a line, some of them insisted, while others tried to strike a more practical note, warning that protests like this only help people like Carlson. My personal response to this is as follows.
He's trying to be funny and failing for like the billionth time in a row, but that is his opinion. And it's so telling that he doesn't have an opinion. It's an emotional outburst. Fuck Tucker Carlson. And so now he's going to describe some of his disagreements with Tucker Carlson. And in his mind, it is justified.
This isn't the way, they said. This crosses a line. This is as follows. Fuck Tucker Carlson.
Okay, we're going to download the drum sound effect. And insert. See, I'm laying out the skeleton of the video, and then I have to go back and put visuals in and sort of dick around with that. But we're coming back with number 13 here. All right.
Fuck Tucker Carlson.
To threaten violence, stand outside the man's family home, chanting threatening slogans, spreading around his home address, all that shit. He thinks that's fine, so long as it's a guy he doesn't like. That's why it's interesting to me that guys like Steve Shives not only are demonstrably weak, losers, I mean, look at him, but his mind, his character is also weak. His moral compass has bad posture. It's not just him.
I think
Bad posture.
I think I'm going to throw in a little something here. What do we got? Steve Shives' Antifa.
What's up, Devin?
Seeing people's She threw those punches like
From that. They seem to be
More and more violent.
Mr. 10 hung out with him last night and kind of hang out today.
and none of them are you saying I want your note, dude, of other people. Cops are being executed. There's murders every day. Violent crime being committed with
Beating black men with
they were Satan in
beating black men with poles. Fuck you! What the fuck is wrong with you?
I like it. That is, let's go 9:50 mark, somewhere in there. Fuck you, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's a long video.
Carnate.
White supremacists, Nazis, beating black men with white supremacists, Nazis, beating black men with poles. Fuck you! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Steve, are you aware of the stats when it comes to
Okay, just throw it on in. It's a non sequitur, but whatever. No rhyme or reason. Continue.
If I live to be 100, I will never waste so much as a cubic centimeter of breath defending him, soliciting sympathy for him, or siding with him against those who protest and oppose him and others like him.
Oh, God. Okay. We check out what I said here.
Steve, because you have no principles and because you are that petty and tribal. Maybe, Steve, this is why you're in favor of Antifa. You're pro-Antifa. Oh, but also you're too much of a pussy to put on a mask and join Antifa. Too much of a pussy to be a part of an anonymous mob who are known for sucker punching people.
What's up, Devin?
Because nobody wants it.
Just rubbing his hands together.
This platinum. They seem to be filmed with.
If you're not on
I see
that. Where they had their meeting and shit, just lying.
They're in the car park over here.
It's good for him to say, oh, I would be a domestic terrorist if I had the balls to.
An active participant.
Straight up. The guy goes, are you the leader of Antifa? He says, no, I'm not the leader of Antifa. Steve, the guy was obviously joking. Jesus Christ. And then he starts stroking the cock of Antifa, talking about they don't have a leader. They're decentralized. They're like a cryptocurrency. But you're Antifa in philosophy? Say that again?
And no, I am not the leader. I'm not even an active participant, except philosophically. Obviously, I am Antifa in my ideology and in my philosophy, but I've never actually gone out on the street. The leader of...
And no, he didn't say anything like that. Here's what he said.
So thank you very much, and I hope I see you there, Mr. Geek, sir. La Heretic, Steve, are you the leader of Antifa? Antifa does not have a leader.
His money where his mouth is, go into the street and live out his ideology. Because philosophy... Say that again?
And no, I am not the leader.
Put on a mask.
That's not something I'm proud of, you know.
So this guy is afraid to put his money where his mouth is, go into the street and live out his ideology. Because being Antifa is his philosophy. But he just doesn't have the courage to, check this, put on a mask and...
All right. We throw it in. Continue.
In a demonstration, and I'm actually that's not something I'm proud of, you know. But
on a nightly basis, Tucker Carlson uses his show on Fox News Channel to promote racist, misogynist, transphobic, homophobic, xenophobic, and otherwise bigoted, ignorant ideas.
Speaking of punching, you're also in favor of punching, quote, Nazis.
Right.
Nazis.
One baby, two, another says I'm lucky to meet you. I don't care what you think, this is about me. It is now my duty. Completely drain you.
Where's that video?
Steve, she wasn't a white woman?
Are willing to condemn the Nazis and say, oh, of course the Nazis, the white supremacists, oh yes, they're awful, yes, they're terrible. But they can't just leave it at that. They have
interpretation.
This equivalence horse.
Tolerance or not.
What you're doing. You are intellectualizing and
choose a side. I choose the side.
Then maybe take your head out of your fucking ass.
Stop the Nazis. Steve, you win. Your arguments win because one guy did one thing with a car.
Or, you know, maybe don't go to hell. If you actually want to help and you want to do something to stop the Nazis, then maybe take your head out of your fucking ass.
Stop the Nazis? Steve, do you want to go to Normandy with me, Steve? Is that what you want? D-Day Part 2? Suit up, baby. We're doing it.
And choose a side. And choose the side that the Nazis aren't on.
Hey, we're all against it, Steve. You win. Your arguments win because one guy did one thing with a car.
All right, let's go to Psi 10. Atheist. Psi 10 atheist. Oops.
Thinker of peaceable intent, 'cause violence is the refuge of the incompetent. I always speak respectfully to those with whom I disagree, so you might call hypocrisy when I'm punching Nazis.
Okay. I could start there, maybe.
Nazis in harmony will coexist, but you're a white supremacist. My sausage fingers form a fist. When I'm punching Nazis, I'm civil, nuanced, erudite and clearly understood. But punching right-wing fucksticks just feels so fucking good. Punching's indefensible, but you're simply reprehensible. I'll punch you in the testicle. When I'm punching Nazis, Islam says expel the Jews, but that's
Okay. So let's find this shives approved. There it is. Mm-hmm.
On a nightly basis.
Richard Spencer, who is not a Nazi. It gets a little bit confusing, but I guess when you get right down to it, it's just you're allowed to punch people Steve doesn't like, is essentially his rule on the topic. And again, if you were to present the idea that, Steve, what we have learned from you and the ideas you are spreading is the following. It's okay to punch people I don't like, preemptively, as in just punch them. They didn't punch you, you can punch them if you don't like them. That is the philosophy which you are getting behind. How you don't think this is going to boomerang back onto you is astonishing to me. Because, Steve, people don't like you. No, you are hysterical and exaggerating, and if you disagree with him, then discuss those ideas. He has the freedom of speech. I mean, is this your justification to terrorize the guy? Is that what this is? He said some words you didn't like, so you're going after him. He said some words you didn't like, so you're going after him.
Carries water for white nationalists and fascists, including Donald Trump and the members of his administration.
What's wrong with white nationalists? Are you talking about the ethnostaters or just people who are in favor of white nations? Because I got news for you. The reason America is great is because it is a white nation. Do you... Jesus. I'm in England right now. That's a white nation. You know why I'm here? Because it's awesome. You know why I'm not in the Congo? It's not for the weather. I'm sure the weather's better in the Congo right now. Look it up. Why was I living in Germany? That's a white nation. Why did I just visit Toronto? For the 11% Chinese there? No, for the friggin' white people there. Why was I in Australia? White. Why was I in New Zealand? White. Why was I living in Argentina? Well, because it was the whitest nation down there. That's why. White. That's why. So, enough with the fucking using white as a bad term. White is awesome. Okay? So let's not let this fucking loser... And by the way, he's commenting about white nations and saying, oh, boo to white nationalism from Sharpsburg, Maryland. The racial makeup of the town was 95.7% white. White. 0.4% African American. Just one big-ass black guy. And so you, sitting in that city, are going to criticize someone else because they're promoting white stuff, kind of? Fuck, Steve.
If you give me Shives' address, I promise that I can crucify him on his front porch. Well, what do you mean? Actually crucify him like Jesus? Or put a burning crucifix? No. The idea would be to do what he did, what he is approving of what happened to Tucker Carlson. So graffiti, bang on his door, say, "We know where you sleep at night" to his wife, all that stuff. Let's see. I have my own philosophy. I want to live my own life and be left alone. Why can't we all live by that philosophy? Live and let live? Live and let, well, because the nature of human civilization is that we must coexist. We must employ the services of others. We must rely on each other. We depend on each other. So we can't just be islands. Each man is an island. So rights and freedoms, and where that line exactly is, how to police the behavior of others, it is relevant. It's an important conversation. That's what I'm trying to do to Steve. I mean, there should be a social penalty, social justice for Steve Shives approving of what those Antifa dudes did to Tucker Carlson. And a lot of sane people apparently came out and said that. AIU rules. Who's like an hour north of Bakersfield? I'm sorry that you are that, by the way. Bakersfield is a shithole, hot as hell. I remember just hating life there. I would drive through there to go hiking in the mountains as a Boy Scout and cuddle you, perhaps. Side 10 channel still there, but no uploads for 8 months. Yeah, he's, I guess, got writer's block or something. Or, that's weird. Yeah. Mike's really quiet, Devin. My mic is quiet? I'm sorry. Hello? Hello? Or is this too hot? How about that? Check, check, check. I apologize. I don't really care that much. This is just for fun for me. Devin started to sing Live in that. Come on, finish the song so I can ejaculate. Well, down, 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 something like that. Any James Bond song is good, including that one from what's his name, that rock dude who died. Nah, it's not funny that he died, but Bond theme. What is that song? No, Bond's song. Sam Smith had a good one. What is his name? It's not Stone Temple Pilots. It's System of a no. Temple of the Dog. Oh God, what the fuck is his name? Soundgarden. That's the dude. Yeah, you know my name. Now I'll get all the fucking Johnny Come Latelys to leave when I play a game of chess.
If you take life, do you know what you give? Odds are you won't like what it is. When the storm arrives, would you be seen with me by the merciless eyes I've deceived? I've seen angels fall from blinding heights, but you yourself are nothing so divine. Just next in line, own yourself because no one else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and that will replace you. Can't deny the prize, it may never fulfill you. It won't secure you while you're willing to die.
It's bullshit that some of these videos, they do not let you download high def, and you got to go to like multiple different download, and of course it doesn't work. The one thing, you had one job. You see? This is what life is, dealing with bullshit like this. Look at that. No. Oh, not possible in my territory, eh? Fucking bullshit. What is the name of the song? You Know My Name. Okay, hold on. I'm in the middle of a game here. He has gone where? He went there. I'm going to castle queenside. Now, if he takes, I take back here. I will take here and undouble these pawns off the take back. Challenging. That's a tempo. He comes to there. No. Okay, I will slide this like there. Protecting, forming a little whatever. And now this guy, let's force him back to there, and then let's push him again. Developing the whole time. I want to get this guy out and about. So it's a tempo move. Oh, yeah. Push him back again. Oh, he came back. That's troubling. Me no likey. So I'm going to slide this to here, putting this pressure, but he's going to castle this side. And when he does, I immediately push here, and then push here. After this, is that what's happening? Oh, he's committed to the middle. Interesting. So now I'm going to ask him what he's doing with that. And he defends. Brilliant. I'm going to push here, so we have this pawn battle. Oh. Okay. I'll take. Let me get this guy out and about. Filthy check is here. Does he push that? How does he block? Oh. Does he block back here? And then I slide back here, keeping that pressure. He can't castle. Now he's kind of committed to the middle. And I like it. What's his plan here? 58 seconds left. This guy's still sitting pretty. Thinks he's hot shit. Just sitting there. I like what I'm seeing here. I'm going to bring this guy over here to occupy this open file. I want to go to the back rank there, but I can't because it's guarded. This horse is doing diddly nothing. Okay. Let's repurpose. Let's get him sort of out and about. What does he want to trade queens? Negatory, senor. Look at this move. Didn't see that coming. Jesus. Cunt. Now this is going to force him off there. 34 seconds. That is... Ooh, the back rank is now open. 7th rank. Down, 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 boom, 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 boom. He's got to go back there, but he's going to defend it. Then I bring this over here, don't I? Oh, he's trying to play like that? What a little homosexual. Oh, there's a lot of fucking traps here. There's a lot of traps going on here. A lot of forks. I could try to, like, sort of... 24 seconds is the allotted time. Does he even see that? Okay, he did. And my time is running out. Okay. Are you willing to die? This is bad. That's game. There it is. He missed checkmate. I'm getting fucked. There it is. That's embarrassing. I was actually under a lot of time pressure there, so I'm going to chalk that up to that. All right. So what's this? You Know My Name, Chris Cornell. That is an HD clip, and yet... Okay. That's not what I want. I want this. It is an HD. And yet... And I didn't know how to copy it. Did not know how to copy. Fucking hell. Alright, that guy's a pussy. I'd beaten him before. Okay, so now I'm taking on 1996 player. And we try to get a quick attack. He doesn't buy it. We open up the center. He comes with that. A check, take, and he's going for something dirty over here. That's nasty. Take? He's thinking about it. That's nice. Very nice. That's tantalizing. This does what? Take. Now I get this student play there. Oh, I'm in trouble. Now here comes this. It's coming. And if I try to guard that, he's taken there. Yeah, it's coming here. Are you ready to attacking here. He goes with the trade. Comes back. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Threatening. Still have this defended. I mean, this one's in targeting. Oh, you dirt peddler. Okay. Taking. Doctor. He's got the pass pawn. It's problematical. That's nice. Tempo. Oh shit. Oops, he did it again. He played with defending. This attacks here. He comes. Where does he go? Very nice. Pushing. Deadly. Check. Pressure's here. Looking to run that ball. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, it's pretty. Not so pretty, though. How does he defend that? Doesn't. Taking. Now we got to run interference here. Stay on the dark squares. Alright. Does he get the little filth in there? No. Where is he going? Okay. It's very alarming that my time is where it's at, and I blame the stream. I mean, I'm playing quite fast. Now, that is a nice move, and we can go back and forth here for as long as he wants. Back, forth. Taking. Looking to get that tie at this point. What am I trying to do? Win? Yeah. The tie. What? He didn't take. Good lord. Oh god. Play, play, play strong, devil. Go, go, go. Go, gadget, go. Why? Fuck him. Alright. I want the rematch. I get the rematch. Fiend Kettle. Go ahead. Go ahead now. He doesn't fall for it. Oh. Keeps the tension. Here it comes. Fiend Kettle both sides. Look at him. Look at him. Tension is so fucking thick. Oh, is it thick? Alright. He's taken. A castle. Alright. Take. Get out of the way of the danger. I push middle. This is he takes. What is it? This? It can't be a move. I'm unimpressed by your performance. I defend here. He takes there. I take back here. Oh! Look at that. Put me in line of fire. Scandalous position there. I gotta get my queen out. Okay. And we're trading. Gotta defend this twice. It's being attacked twice. Oh. He's coming hot and heavy. Okay. This pawn is in danger. That pawn is in danger. Double pawn in danger. Taking. Don't really want to give that up, do I? I'm going to slide to here. Scandalous. He pushes there. Does he push there? I come to here then. Oh my god. He really doesn't want me to be there. Alright. Tie. Fuck.
Fuck, Steve.
He has repeatedly used his show and his website, The Daily Caller, to dox and incite harassment against others. And now that he's
Tucker Carlson's doxing people? Since when? What on earth are you talking about? Look at this reverse justification. So I guess, wait, doxing is bad, Steve? Is that what we're saying? But not when you do it, or Antifa, only when Tucker does it? Like, what are you saying? What are you saying?
And now that he's been given a small dose of his own medicine, I'm supposed to feel sorry for him?
Oh, that projection was so thick. Fuck. So Tucker Carlson is releasing addresses of people and forming mobs and harassing people's families in the middle of the night. That's what he's doing? So we can do it to him. For him to rationalize did you see the mental gymnastics that just went on?
Because some people were standing outside of his house chanting? Because somebody knocked on his door? Because somebody sprayed some graffiti on his driveway?
Yes, Steve, yes, all of those things are outrageous and should never have happened, and they should all be arrested.
He's not an innocent bystander. He is a willful, active, enthusiastic promoter of intolerance and oppression. And as long as he is able to continue doing that and get paid handsomely for doing it,
Yes, he literally is.
Standard. For doing it?
Oh, fucking spare me. Get back to
Intolerance and oppression. And as long as he
Look at his face. What's the point of continuing?
for doing it?
Oh, a little jealousy on top of this bullshit sandwich. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to be bothered about some people standing outside of his house shouting about what a piece of shit he is.
Hey, Steve. Well, then send us your address. Send us your address, Steve. And we're going to do the exact same thing to you that you just completely minimized and downplayed. Let's see how it feels for you, Steve.
As far as that sort of thing helping him, I can't offer a better rebuttal than the independent journalist Elizabeth King helping him.
South Africa. Look at this still shot. Wait, he wants to talk about South Africa. South Africa votes to seize white-owned land without compensation. Yeah, Steve, that's bad. That's wrong, immoral, evil, horrible, bad. Oh, but it had the word white in it, and he wasn't against the white thing. So I guess boo to Tucker Carlson.
I can't offer a better rebuttal than the independent journalist Elizabeth King, who tweeted, "The only people helping Tucker Carlson right now are the sycophantic liberals defending an actual fascist who uses his platform to encourage genocide and spread disinformation."
Steve, I thought we were supposed to be in favor of people calling out racism. No? I thought that was your principle. Oh no, the whole thing, oh god, my bad. The whole thing is you exercising your white guilt. Because you used to use the N-word. And because your grandfather was a member of the KKK. That's what's happening here, isn't it? Oh my fucking god. What? Encourage genocide? The man's a fascist? That's just a worthless word. Again, just a boogeyman word. You might as well say Nazi. He's not a fascist. In what world is he a fascist? Encourage genocide. Seems legit. Citation?
If you're that worried about people helping Tucker Carlson, stop helping him. And now it's time for the
spread disinformation. It's kind of ironic coming at the tail end of you spreading disinformation. Citation?
If you're that worried about people helping Tucker Carlson, stop.
Steve, your blatant hypocrisy and weakness is on display again. We can all see it. You might want to hide it, the same way you hide your male pattern baldness. Again, another perfect example of the difference between men like Shives and men like me. I lost my hair when I was 18 years old. I spent the next 10 years overgrowing my pubes to compensate. But I'll tell you what I didn't do. Hide it. My head is out. My baldness is a thing. I've accepted it. I am not shivering and hiding in weakness. And people say, but you wear bandanas. Yes, to protect myself from the sun. And most often from sweat. Because if you go to the gym and you have a bald head, the sweat gets in your eyeballs. So let me peacock with my bandanas, thank you very much. I'm perfectly fine with having no hair. Steve isn't. That's weakness. What I exhibit is strength. That's the bottom line of all of this. Replace every topic, every fucking detail. We're in a battle of strong versus weak. That's it. Now, usually I make an outro for you. I did make an outro for this one. But YouTube blocked. We're in a battle of strong versus weak. That's it. Now, usually I make an outro for you. I did make an outro for this one. But YouTube blocked it because Steve happened to bring up South Africa and hating on white people in general. I made a video. It's a remix from a little... We're in a battle... It's a remix from a little South African band, and I've posted it up on Dailymotion for you to enjoy. Part of the video is a young South African woman, white woman, dressed entirely in black face, not just black face, black body, painted. It's a remix from... I hope you do too. The link is in the description. Okay? Bye.
What's the name of that Steven Stuffy bullshit? He's Captain Kirk, right? Captain... Oh, I didn't import it. Okay. And what do I need in this? I need him doing that stupid fist bump with his... Oh, yeah. Oh, there it was. Shit. Here we go, Steve.
It's a bet. Don't misunderstand.
Okay. I gotta go to the bathroom eventually. But I will try to hold it to get one victory in under my belt. Try to raise my score up above 2,000. Currently sitting at 1996. Taking on a guy who has beaten me in the past once before. Alright. We're threatening. Instantly taking. We push forward. Look to occupy the e4 square. Brings his queen out. No, he doesn't. Alright, we defend this horse with our life. Get the queen out. He's threatening. We retreat. Does he push? Ooh. Nasty. He's looking for this. But he can't quite have it yet because there's no defense. Now that file is open. Ooh, it's tricky. I'll get out of that and threaten this. He comes here. Defending. Oh. I see what he did. I castle this side. Takes. I take back here. Still also have this check. Pushes. I like it. Alright, let's get the bishops off. Ooh, he pushes. No, he doesn't. He can't. He's thinking about it. He likes these centralized pawns. He really does. Okay. But he forgot this. Take, and now I got his queen pinned. I also have this revealed attack on the king. See, that king on that diagonal has been a challenge to him. He's got to stuff him in the corner. Nobody puts the king in the corner. And he gets out of that, and he's looking to sort of pile up on me here. Let's force fuck this dude out the way. And let's double up our castles on this open file. And he is attacking. Like he is prone to do. If I take here, which I do, he takes with the queen, I bring my queen here. Oh no, I take here. That was a mistake, wasn't it? Oh, he's got my castle. I see what he's doing. Okay. Well, then I can just pop up here and take that. And then he slides to here looking for mate. No, it's defended. I still have this check. See that? He's still susceptible to a little positional maneuvering, but it leads to nothing if he goes there. This guy is in danger, but I gotta get this guy. I gotta bring it over here. He takes. That's sassy. That is very sassy. Okay. I take. He takes. I like it. I like where his mind is at. So mind is a terrible thing to waste. I slide here. He comes here for the check. I pop up here. Take. So now I have a one-piece advantage. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's looking for mate. He seeks mate. Wow. How did I get backed into this shit? Wow. That sucked. Is there any way out of that? I don't think there is. Fucking hell. That's a great move. That is a tremendous move. Well, that's all she wrote. Oh my god. You made the one fucking move he couldn't have made. Wow. Incredible. He tried to hide there. I mated him there. That's incredible. What? Alright, so if he had taken... that's the move. Okay. I come here defending. The computer recommends coming here. Interesting. There's my check. And then, what? Take? Take? How's that the move? Oh, this is losing. Well, anyway. Good times.